Hey everyone, this is Benson, Performance Capability. Hope you're doing well. See, everybody wants clarity before they act. But let me tell you, clarity doesn't come first. Chaos does, in every case. Clarity is carved out of the storm. The leaders, the innovators, the legends, they don't wait for the perfect plan. They step into chaos, and that's where clarity is often born. See, science even shows that the brain's prediction system recalibrates fastest when you're forced into uncertain conditions. Chaos literally trains your mind to adapt and to sharpen itself. So here's my challenge to you. What chaos are you avoiding that could actually be the birthplace of your next breakthrough? And here's the other question that's really important. Are you waiting for certainty, or are you willing to create clarity through courageous action? That's the deepest question. That's the deepest challenge. What storm do you need to step into today so that your future self can stand in the sunlight tomorrow? Let's try and understand that a bit better. Let's run the intro, and I'll see you on the other side. So here's a powerful question. What if the very thing you're avoiding right now is the exact thing that will set you free? What if I told you that the very thing that you've been avoiding, the fear, the unease, the tension, isn't your enemy but your compass? What if every uncomfortable moment wasn't a barrier but a directional arrow pointing you straight towards your next breakthrough? Discomfort isn't here to stop you, it's literally here to guide you. And science backs this up. See, studies on neuroplasticity show that the brain literally rewires itself under stress and challenge. When you feel discomfort, your nervous system is facing new pathways, creating fresh connections. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called optimal anxiety, the sweet spot where performance and learning are literally maximized. Research from Yale and Harvard has shown that moderate success actually increases focus, resilience, and long-term memory. Neuroscientists also demonstrate that discomfort activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the part of the brain that detects errors and drives adaptation. So when you feel that unease, it isn't proof you're failing, it's proof your brain is evolving, building capacity, and preparing you literally for the next level. That is what we call principle 2 of the Performance Capability Trisphereon. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's not just a slogan, it's a tested principle rooted in neuroscience and performance psychology. And it serves as the foundation of sustained high performance and growth. See, here's where most people get stuck. They misinterpret discomfort. They think discomfort means danger. They treat it as a stop sign. This feels too scary, so I should back off, I should run away. This feels awkward, so I may be doing it wrong. And because they misread the signal, they turn back at the exact moment where they're supposed to move forward. See, this misinterpretation is deeply wired into us as human beings. Our nervous system evolved to avoid threats. So senses become discomfort. It fires the same alarms it would if physical disaster was present. Heart rate rises, sweaty palms, cortisol spikes. And because of those things, because of those signals, we're not ready for it, but we move into fear. Performance improves dramatically when we understand the opposite. See, psychologists at Harvard found that people who reframed their anxiety before public speaking events as excitement perform better and more persuasively than their counterparts. So the very signs we treat as danger can, if reinterpreted, become fuel for performance and growth. This truth is discomfort doesn't mean you're off track. It often means you're exactly where you need to be. Growth is uncomfortable by design. Researchers studying high-performance learning environments call this the learning zone. Just beyond comfort, but not so overwhelming that it paralyzes you. This is where the brain and the body adapt most powerfully, just like muscles that grow only after being stressed. So when you feel that stretch, you're not falling. You're training in the sweet spot where transformation happens. So here's the question I want you to consider. What bold leap are you holding back from now because it feels too uncomfortable? See, think about Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She leaned into rejection after rejection. She pitched awkwardly. She heard no more times than she can count. But instead of treating discomfort as a stop sign, she treated it as a compass. Each no pointed her towards persistence, innovation, and ultimate refinement. In the early days, she sent a basket of her goods to Oprah, and taking bold, uncomfortable leaps, that one act of audacity landed her on Oprah's favorite things list, which exploded her brand awareness literally overnight. From there, she continued to treat every discomfort as direction. That compass guided her to build a billion-dollar company. And in 2021, after 2 decades of building her brand, she sold a majority stake in Spanx to Blackstone at a valuation of $1.2 billion. She celebrated not by holding discomfort, but by openly sharing her journey from fax machine saleswoman facing constant rejection to entrepreneur taking bold risks to billionaire founder who gave her employees first-class plane tickets and spending money to celebrate the milestone. That arc of discomfort, of persistence and reinvention became the very map that led her to legacy-level success. So think about this. Think about this in your own life. Remember a time when you took a leap into something scary. Maybe it was starting a business. Maybe it was moving to a new city, ending a relationship, or starting one for that matter, or stepping on stage for the first time. In that moment, everything in your body screamed, this is too much, it's too risky. Yet once you crossed the threshold, you realized it wasn't the end at all, that it was actually the beginning. It was the compass pointing you to where you needed to go. That fear was proof you were on the frontier of your next level. See, discomfort is the compass needle. It points towards growth. Ignore it and you wander in circles. Follow it and you discover new territory. Another metaphor, discomfort is like the soreness after a workout. To the untrained, soreness feels like injury. To the experienced, it's a compass. It's proof that growth is happening. The pain isn't the problem, it's the pointer. And science confirms this. Exercise physiology shows that micro tears in muscle fibers, tiny injuries, are exactly what triggers the repair and growth process. Without that soreness, the body would never adapt. The same principle applies to the mind. Neuroscience find that when we lean into challenges that feel uncomfortable, our brain literally strengthens the connections and builds resilience. Discomfort is both a metaphorical compass and a biological mechanism that points and pushes us towards growth. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's literally the compass. And it's principle 2 of the Performance Capability Trisphereon. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. The principle reminds us that progress always requires leaning into unease. See, write this down. The direction of your discomfort is literally the direction of your destiny, of the outcomes that you see. What discomfort right now have you been treating as a stop sign? When it might be actually the exact doorway to your next breakthrough. What if instead of avoiding it, you followed it and treated every ounce of fear as a compass needle pointing you towards the future that you say you're committed to? If discomfort is your compass, where's yours pointing right now? And what would it mean if you actually had the courage to follow it? Just think about that for a minute. When did you grow the most? Was it when you avoided discomfort or when you leaned into something and let it guide you? It took Nelson Mandela 27 years, unimaginable discomfort, but he treated that season not as the end, but as a compass pointing towards ultimately his leadership, his freedom and his transformation. That's the power of reframing discomfort. Or consider any entrepreneur starting out. It's uncomfortable, it's uncertain, it's awkward, sometimes terrifying, but the discomfort is the compass. It's pointed them towards progress. Following that compass has built companies that have literally reshaped the world. So here's your challenge. Reframe the next moment of discomfort you feel. Don't retreat, don't run. Ask yourself, is this pointing me towards the direction that I want to go? And ask yourself this one powerful question. If I had the courage to follow this compass fully, how would my life look different in 1 year from now? 5 years from now, maybe 10 years from now? Then move forward, make the call, launch the app, make the difference. Visualize yourself 1 year from now, 5 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now. Treat discomfort as your compass, and it will always guide you towards growth, resilience, and a life that expands instead of contracts. This is a living application of principle 2 of the performance capability approach. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. When you embody discomfort, it transforms your fear literally into fuel. Here are 3 powerful takeaways to anchor this principle in your life today. Discomfort is proof of growth in progress. When you feel stretched, it means your brain is firing new neural pathways. Your body is literally adapting under muscle strain, and your spirit is expanding its capacity for resilience and courage. That stretch is not weakness. It's the signature of transformation in motion. Your compass is calibrated by fear. The very thing you resist the most reveals where your next level is hiding. See, neuroscience shows that fear and excitement trigger nearly identical physiological responses. Racing heart, shallow breath, heightened awareness. The difference lies in your interpretation. When you see fear as danger, as direction, you literally rewire the experience. In other words, the resistance you feel is not a wall, but a signpost pointing you towards the frontier of your growth. Comfort is a cage. Discomfort is a key. Every act of courage, no matter how small, unlocks more of your potential. Studies of behavioral psychology show that repeated exposure to comfort, known as stress inoculation, builds resilience. Each time you choose courage over comfort, you condition your nervous system to handle greater challenges. In effect, every small contagious act is like adding another key to your keychain, unlocking new rooms of potential you never knew existed. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's the compass. Stop avoiding it, start following it, because the place you least want to go is often the exact place where you need to go. And when you let discomfort be part of your performance development, it will always point you towards growth. So, I leave you with this final question. Will you keep treating discomfort as your enemy, or will you embrace it as your greatest guide? Choose to follow it, and you'll unlock levels of potential and performance and fulfillment that you never knew you had and never knew existed. I hope you got something out of this message. This is Benson, Performance Capability. Remember, follow the 7 stars, and I'll see you in your next message.